Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Australian NASCAR eSeries powered by Nitro Racing. Sorry for the short delay there. iRacing crashed on the launch to the server session there, so we're already into qualifying here tonight. We should actually already be nearly finished qualifying here tonight at Atlanta Speedway here for 128 laps. Going to be some exciting racing throughout the whole field tonight. So we'll just bring forward all the live picture. See if we can find anyone out on track here tonight. I believe we have Aaron Dorman. Wondering why there's no game audio. Hold on. We'll figure this one out. Ah, I see. I see. Here we are. We're back live. Everything's working as it is intended to at the moment. Andrew Dyson on provisional pole position. Shane Bowen in P2 right behind Lockie Acuzio, your previous season champion. He's in third, looking for a good finish here tonight. A couple other drivers throughout the field we need to keep an eye on. That is Stephen Williams in the number 98. He's currently out setting his fast lap times. He's currently out there with a time of 32.31 now. That's going to have to improve for him to make it further up the order and into the top 10 as Brad Newman takes out the top spot, beating out Ethan Winter in the with a 31.98 something, because they've both got the same lap time. Same with Dyson, all running very close. Can't get it out to the 3 decimal places, because why would we be able to? That is very helpful, the SDK, but we'll try and keep you updated with who's there. But it's at the moment, it's Newman beating them out on the thousands. Andy Barber jumping up into B7, so that's a good result for him. Ben Henniker as well at the moment in the top 10. He's out having a good time. Ricky Hyde, he's in the 87 car, currently in P9, so not looking too bad. Doesn't look like this is a fast lap. Looks like this is a coast lap. Shane Van Gisbergen jumping up to P6 here on track. As he comes around, that should be... yeah, that should be all the run there for Shane. No, I don't think there's any more option. Ethan Winter, he's stopped on track. Brad Newman's coming out for another attempt. Doesn't really need to. But he can, and he's going to here tonight. But currently flying solo in the booth. No Nigel just yet. So we'll be waiting for Nigel to return. I'm currently watching Brad Newman. He's going to go for a fast lap here. So first one's a warm-up. And that's a drop of the gears there, and he's gonna call that one done. Doesn't really need to set another time. He's already out there and clear. He might go out for another run, but I think that actually may just be it for Brad Newman. So have to see. Manny Tolentino, he's out there still. Another Lobs Esports driver. Ruben Phelps just jumps up with a 32.02. He's in 5th. Look, good a result there for Ruben. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if we have as exciting of a race as we did on Friday night. Truck Series ending in a very chaotic fashion. Late green white checker Matt Danson was spun around. Jason Holdsworth, Andy Barber racing towards the line, and then they got penalized for incident limits. So Andy Barber, he got sent to the Shadow Realm for hitting the DQ limit, and Jason Holdsworth, he picked up a penalty, which dropped him out, which led John Bradshaw to picking up his first win in the Truck Series. We're looking out there tonight. Looks like every driver is going to get a shot here tonight. Only 35 in the field. So all the drivers in the server, they're going to get a shot at racing here tonight. I don't think there's many. I think a couple people just missing tonight with some real life commitments, which is expected, but we'll have to see how it develops. Now, I believe there's only a few more. Brad Newman's out there still running. There's a new livery on that car. Okay, we jump away for 2 seconds and the garage has already put a new one on. So that's number 40 rocking a new livery. I dare say it would be the same for Shen van Gisbergen and Manny Tolentino. They'll be running the same livery as part of the Lobs Esports team. Now, Matthew Raymond's out there. SRM livery, they never change. So he'll be looking to put down a good time tonight. 2 of his teammates in the top 10. He might be able to knock Lockie out. But not quite enough. Still only good enough for 16th place with a 32.11. Wayne Burke's out there at the moment trying to improve. He's currently sitting in the 14th position with a 32.72. Matthew Raymond's last lap was invalid apparently because he would be way up the order. Sorry, no, Wayne Burke's got a 32.07. That's where he's currently sitting at. But at the moment, there's about a 10th between first position and 18th. There's a 10th between them, and then it's a 10th and a half to P25. So a very tight qualifying here tonight. Of course, Atlanta being a super speedway, a very short super speedway, means we're going to see a lot of close racing action. Probably going to see that third lane develop on the top side as well. I know there's a few drivers who are a fan of going up there. Predominantly, I think the DPR boys, they don't mind setting up in that third lane. I don't think the Lobs Esports drivers will be too afraid of pushing for a third lane as well. And a couple other drivers who I wouldn't be surprised if they find themselves making that third lane a reality and making sure you can do it. Of course, NASCAR in the Cup Series just the last year, they had an amazing finish at Atlanta where they went 3 wide, and it was all within pretty much a couple thousandths of a second of each other as they came across the line. So we're going to see if we can get a good finish like that tonight. Now, Matthew Budd, he's the last driver out on track at the moment. Had a good season so far, currently 29th, probably not his best qualifying, but we'll see if he can improve on this lap or even maybe the next. Drivers do have 4 laps that they can set, and they can do that within a 10-minute period, a part of the new qualifying rules. But here tonight, it doesn't matter. There's not going to be anyone locked out of the race, as we only have 38 cars racing here tonight. Now, we'll be moving forward into the warm-up session. Well, this will allow us to sort the grid, and as there's less than 40 cars, I can read it straight out to everyone here at home. So here is results for qualifying. Again, in the wrong. I don't know why it does that. Brad Newman, he's going to take out pole position tonight for Lobs Esports. Ethan Winter, new face the series, at least for this race, in the 39. He's in P2, pretty much with an identical time to Brad Newman. That's what you call running on the ragged edge there. Now, Andrew Dyson, not surprising to see him up the front of the field. He's in P3. Manny Tolentino in P4. Ruben Phelps, Tom Pritchard, Shane Van Gisbergen, Shane Bowen, Andy Barber, and Lockie Cujo. That's your top 10. Ricky Hyde just outside by 1,000th of a second, or 3,000ths of a second. Oh, no, just one. No, 3. Yeah. 3,000ths of a second outside of the top 10. Ben Henniker following in behind P12. Lockie Mead in 13th. Wayneberg 14th. Nick Bottrell, he's 15th position here tonight. Matthew Raymond, he'll look to make his way through the field in 16th position for SRM Australia. Jen Russell, another driver to watch here tonight as he charges his way through. Trent Gosley coming back into the series for a P18 finish. Not P18 finish, P18 grid position. Just behind that, you have Stephen Williams for DPI. He'll be looking to make his way through the field as well. Riley Curtis in the number 093, he's in 20th position tonight. Ryan Jones really likes that third lane. Not going to be surprised if we see him make his way through using the third lane early on in this race and trying to link up with his 2 other DPR teammates. Now we've got Aaron Dorman in the 253 for Australia Wide Racing. He's in 22nd position today. It's Alex Stelbovics in 23rd, Matthew Budd 24th, James Kai Klink in 25th, Marty Mitchell 26th, Aaron Gilbert in the 27th position, Brian Blundell in 28th. Henry King 29th, Tim Blundell in 30th, Troy Morrison is in 31st position. Matt Bailey looking to make a return here tonight for Fiercely Forward in the 117 car. He's in position 32. He'll be looking to make his way through. Matt Danson, another driver to watch tonight. Well, a few drivers to watch tonight actually down here in the 30 places. Matt Danson will be looking to make his way through alongside Jason Holdsworth, 33, 34 respectively. Dave Douglas in the 35th position. Jay Mello, 36. Kobe William in 37th. And Matt Patton, he rounds out qualifying with no time in 38th. Now, a lot of drivers here tonight looking for a good race. Atlanta, it's a super speedway. Anything can happen, so we may see another first-time race winner now. There's only been one multiple race winner, and that's Ryan Jones in the Truck Series. No one's yet to stack wins here in the Australian NASCAR eSeries, X Series. As we quickly have a look at the standings here tonight. Actually, no, never mind. Shane Van Gisbergen's the only driver to stack 2 wins. And I was looking at an outdated graphic. This is the up-to-date one. After round 8, Shane Van Gisbergen has 2 wins here in the X Series. No one else does. Eugenio Alonso has one as well. Hasn't raced with us for the better part of the season, so I doubt he'll be making playoffs at the moment. So that this picture may change through tonight. Connor Nixon once having a good point standing in the X Series hasn't rocked up, so he'll pretty much drop out of the playoff picture as of tonight. And a few other drivers looking to punch their way in. I know Ruben Phelps, he'll want to win. Lucky Accusio definitely wants to win. Andy Barber looking for one. As the top 12, it's actually getting very tight. So Aaron Gilbert, Dave Douglas, probably and Henry King may be the only drivers who can get into the top 12 on points. The rest of them will all have to lock in a win and meet the race criteria. Jaden Russell has certainly done that. Jason Holdsworth, Matt Danson as well. Kobe Williams might be on for a playoff season run. Matthew Raymond as well. They're all looking for it, and they're all going to see if they can find it. Now, Matthew Raymond, the only one, he won at Daytona, so we may see another Speedway specialty from Matthew Raymond here tonight, but we'll jump back to live picture and get ready for the gridding phase of the race tonight. Now, whilst the drivers are doing that, I'm going to see how long away my co-commentator Nigel is. We do expect Nigel to make an appearance. We do expect Nigel to have some facts here tonight for you all when we go under caution, because it's Atlanta. We're always going to have the risk of a caution here, but we'll see. Now, waiting for the session just to tick over, and we'll let the drivers grid up, and I'll join you back on the formation lap. Alrighty, all drivers have made it their way to the grid, and the pace car is off. We're just waiting on Brad Newman to roll the rest of the field off the line, and there he goes. A little bit of a delay, but they'll all catch up very quickly to the back of that pace car down the back straight. So Brad Newman, again, he's in first position here tonight. We'll quickly run through the grid again. If it's not down in 19, that'd be a start. Brad Newman in taking out pole position here tonight. Ethan Winter in P2. Row 2 is Andrew Dyson, Manny Tolentino. Row 3, Ruben Phelps, Tom Pritchard. Row 4, Shane Van Gisbergen and Shane Bowen. Andy Barber, Lockie Akuja there on row 5. Row 6, Ricky Hyde, Ben Henniker. Row 7 is Lockie Mead and Wayne Burke. Nick Bottrell, Matthew Raymond on row 8. Row 9, Jaden Russell, Trent Gosley. Row 10 is Stephen Williams and Riley Curtis. Row 11, Ryan Jones, Aaron Dorman, Alex Delbullocks and Matthew Budd taking out row 12. James Kelly Klink, Marty Mitchell, Aaron Gilbert, Byron Blundell, Henry King, Tim Blundell, Troy Morrison, Matt Bailey, Matt Danson, Jason Holdsworth, Dave Douglas, Trey Mello there, all the way down to 36th position. 37, Kobe Williams, 38, Matt Patton. Pace cars off. We're ready to go racing here tonight. As Brad Newman brings us to the line, we go racing on the green flag here tonight. As we get underway, green flag is out, and we're racing here tonight at Atlanta Speedway. As we get a bit of single file action here, we're going to see Andrew Dyson jump to the outside of Brad Newman. He'll be looking to build that second lane. Winter, he dropped back into 4th position. Ruben Phelps has made his way up to 3rd and 4th respectively. Second car on the inside, that's Ruben Phelps. Second car on the outside, that's Ethan Winter. We're looking for some help here, the inside line. Not quite established just yet. Shane Van Gisbergen taking a little bit to get into position. Not too badly, though. As we jump further on the back, there is a bit more of a spread here at the back than we saw in our Truck Series race. A lot of drivers able to really push out. There's a big speed differential here. There's Wayne Burke. He splits Ben Henniker and Ricky Hyde, and he moves up, looking to get a move on before the front pack looks to get away, as there's a little bit of separation starting to form. We're going to see a lot of that. It's not going to be as tight racing as the Truck Series, but the top 15 cars or so, they're going to be hooked right in that draft, and they're going to be pushing each other all the way to the checkered flag here tonight. Now, I'm hoping we get some green flag pit stops, as that's going to put some real sauce and real spice into this race. We'll have to see what happens. But at the moment, Brad Newman, he's led 3 laps quite comfortably as well. The outside of the lane just not able to hang on. And Andrew Dyson just falling back a couple of car lengths now. You see the momentum they build off the corner, but they're not able to carry it through. So they just need to get that sorted, and then they'll be right in there contending for the lead of this race once again. Further on the pack, Ricky Hyde's in a battle. Brent Henniker's starting to make a move, and you see the field that was behind. They sort of strung out at the start, and now they're forming back up. They're going too wide again, so they're all getting back in position. We're going to have a lot of close racing like this throughout the whole of the evening here tonight. 5 laps down, 123 to go. Now, that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it definitely isn't. There's still not actually a lot of time here tonight as these laps go. It only takes about 30 seconds. So we're looking at about an hour's worth of racing here tonight. So not a lot of time at all. When in the grand scheme of things, you think 120 laps, that's a lot of time, but for ovals, it's definitely not. As we just watching Andy Barber and Ben Henniker at the moment, they're making their way through. A lot of separation for the Southern Stars cars. Everyone just taking it really easy and letting this race sort of find its way to the settle in. As I say that, Matthew Budd, he tags the wall, almost comes back down into the 0-4 of Trent Gosley. He's trying to make his way forward at all costs. We'll jump on board just for a moment with Matthew Budd. And watch how he makes his way through the pack. You can see how close these cars are racing throughout the whole of the field. Moves up to the outside line, not a lot of places to go. But you really see all these cars, they're pretty close together. And he's going to slide down into the bottom lane. He thinks that's where the speed is, and that's where he's going to put his car. So Matthew Budd, we'll jump back in with you later. Expect you to make your way further forward throughout the grid here tonight as we jump back off board with Brad Newman. And it's the front 6 cars here. They've all gone single file, all decided to space out. So this is what I anticipated before we came in to the race here tonight. B car likes to spread out a little bit more here. The trucks love running side by side, but the B car, if you can get a little bit of separation, you can get cars to push a little bit further out. It will go single file at times. So you really have to get that outside lane working, and you have to be running it pretty hard to keep it competitive up on the top lane. So at the moment, looks like everyone's calm up the front. A little bit of 2 wide action further on back, almost 3 wide there with Andy Barber, Trent Gosley. Oh, no, it's not Andy Barber. I think that's Ben Henniker, Trent Gosley further on back. As they went 3 wide, Trent Gosley made his way through. So Trent Gosley on the move early on in this race. 9 laps down. We're about to start the 10th. Oh, sorry. We finished 8 laps. We're on the 9th at the moment. Just coming down to the finish line now. So we'll start 10th lap here tonight, all without incident. So it's been a very quiet start. We're already under caution here in the trucks around lap 8. Early cautions just kicked off and kind of kicked it off from there. We had about 6 cautions, I think, throughout the entire evening. But it did lead to a very exciting finish between Matt Danson, Andy Barber, and Jason Holdsworth. Now, they got penalised by the iRacing incident point system. If you're new to the series or you haven't seen much before, it's a 9, I believe it's a 9x for a drive-through, and then a 13x for a DQ. So you really have to make sure you're not getting involved in contact. As we're talking about the incident points and the contact, Aaron Dorman and Shane Van Gisbergen giving each other a tap there. So Shane Van Gisbergen just sitting down, just waiting for a caution to happen. I think he's just happy to hold position and make sure he doesn't get involved if a wreck does happen. At the moment, it's Ben Henniker and Aaron Dorman now. They want to make moves, but you can just see the drivers who are in the draft are getting a lot more help than the drivers who aren't. But it's kind of interesting. There's a bit of a staggering of the lanes going through turn 1 at the moment. So one lane has the speed and one lane doesn't. But back up the front, we do see that second lane reforming. Now that's because Ethan Winter and his teammate, I believe that's Lachlan Mead, on the outside, they're starting to make that lane work. Now they have to get close to each other and they have to start pushing each other for them to get all the way up to the front, but they will be building momentum. And top 6 to top 7, they're looking threatening. If they can get sorted, they may actually be able to get away from the rest of the field here. It will take a few laps, so there's a lot of time for the cars just behind. But if that group of 3, the 2 DPR, I think it's Trent Gosley, Wayne Burke and Andrew Dyson, if they weren't in between at the moment, you'd almost have 2 packs here and they would be separated already. So a single filing out, so still not quite working that outside lane, still not quite enough speed, not quite enough momentum. So we'll see if they can get it sorted. We'll jump further back in the pack now as they all sort of fight and jostle for position. Marty Mitchell moving to the outside, keeps Shane on the low side, doesn't let him move up. I don't think Shane's going to move up. He looks pretty happy and comfortable running the bottom lane there. Marty Mitchell just tagging the wall, getting there, and that's the first caution of the night. So we'll have to have a look. It probably something happening in the back of the field, racing for around P28. It looks like Matt Bailey, maybe Jaden Russell involved. Yep, Jaden Russell is smoking there, so we'll have a look and see what happened to Jaden Russell here. Just comes up right in front of Kobe Williams, gets turned hard into the outside wall and unceremoniously dumped to the inside. That's an engine by the looks of things, and that's racing for positions pretty far back in the field. So drivers wanting to advance, wanting to make up track position, and it's just caught out Jaden Russell and Kobe Williams here tonight. So Jaden Russell, he'll be limping back to the pit lane. We'll jump back to live pictures, but I anticipate him, coming straight down pit lane looking for a repair. A couple of drivers electing to stop early. Ruben Phelps, Aaron Dorman, Shane Van Gisbergen, Marty Mitchell, Andy Barber, Alex Stelbovics, Ricky Hyde on back. They're all going in. Quite a lot of drivers actually going into the pit lane. Pretty much everyone aft of 18th position or 17th position on the road, really. They all decided they wanted to come in and top off fuel. Should be right on the edge of their fuel range by now. So they may be able to go until the end of the race. May have to splash and dash at the end. It's kind of close. but a lot of drivers electing to stay out. Brad Newman, the primary suspect, he's out there at the moment. He's got his teammate lining up P2, so they'll have total control, total team control, if you will, of the front row on this restart. Now, how restarts work here in NASCAR is that we have a restart zone on the front straight. It's marked by a Geico advertisement. So when the pace car comes off and Brad Newman enters that zone, it is his decision on when to put the power down between the start and the end of that box. If he makes it to the end of the box and he hasn't put the power down, then the green flag will just wave and everyone will just be allowed to go at the same time. But if he decides to put that power down like right at the start, then the green flag will fly and everyone can start accelerating from there. Now, we have a rule here in our handbook saying that you can't move out of your lane before the start finish line, and you can't overtake before start finish line. So drivers just have to remember that tonight, otherwise they'll get a knock on the door and a little bit of a hey, please explain from Yamins as well, because it's just a standard we expect. Stops collisions happening on the restart, and it stops perpetual cautions, if you will, so we don't get trapped in an endless cycle early on. 17 laps down, we're under our first caution here tonight. We'll be going racing on lap 18, or on lap 19. No, lap 8. Yeah, no, lap 19. No, lap 18. The numbers are confusing. If you're a first time watcher or listener here tonight, numbers do get confusing up here in the commentary box. It's been a long day. Mathematics isn't really my strong suit post 8 p.m. So we'll have to do our best, and we'll do our best with the mathematics here tonight. But Brad Newman, he'll lead us back to the restart zone. Pace car lights are out, so we are going green this time. By now, all the field is very condensed again. It did string out, so if we get a good green flag period here, it will string back out again, I'm quite certain. Only one caution tonight. Only one caution would be beautiful if we can make it to a green flag pit stop here tonight. It might be very interesting to see where those who pitted end up. Only car a lap down is Jaden Russell. So Jaden Russell, one of the cars we were watching so eagerly tonight, he looks like he's out of the race. Brad Newman, he's gone in the middle of the box, and he's got a good jump. His teammate there, a bit of a cork, 39 of Ethan Winter. He's looking to make a move onto the outside as Manny Tolentino, he drops to the inside line, and the Lobs Esports cars have established themselves once again. Lockie Acugio, the only car on that outside line, Trent Gosley in tow. They're probably going to get left behind here as the first lane they look to move. And DPR, they're looking to make their way through as well. Just further on back, that's Andrew Dyson, Ryan Jones. Further on back, they're running too wide, further down the field. Andrew Dyson, Ryan Jones may jump into the line together if a gap opens up. At the moment, there isn't any space for one to go up or one to go down. But I do expect them to work together at some point here tonight, as well as Stevie Williams when he gets up into a good position where he can join his teammates. I believe they'll all try and work together tonight. Now, Brad Newman, he's got a challenge starting to appear from Lockie Acugio. He just can't make it up to the P1 place car, but he's got P2 there. If he can get a little bit of side draft, get a little bit more support from the 0-4 behind, should be able to see a good race here tonight as Ryan Jones cuts up to the outside lane as Nick Bottrell cuts down to the inside lane. It's all happening around the 4th position. We're going to try and get us back into a bit of a TV tower view here. A little bit loud on the old edge in front. There we go. Nick Bottrell there. So the inside lane looks to be the preferred lane for all the drivers from around 8th backwards. Not quite ready for that outside lane, just not yet. So Brad Newman's still very safe here at this point in the race. Now, if we were at the end, you would be very comfortable being Brad Newman right now. You've got a lot of room to play with. Lockie Acugio is still creeping forward ever so slightly. Just needs a bit more momentum, needs a bit more energy put onto the rear of that bumper by the 0-4, and then he can start really giving Brad Newman a run for his money. Here it comes. The momentum's starting to work. They're starting to build more speed on the outside. Not quite. Drops back in turn 1. So needs a little bit more work down the front straight. They get pretty well situated going into 3. But at the moment, the 40 and the 46, they're able just to link up way, way better than the 04 and the 1 on the outside. So they're going to keep control of this race. And I don't think they will cede control of this race until they absolutely have to. And if we can make that pit stop, I bet you'll see Manny Tolentino and Brad Newman come out together. As when they stop, they'll try and use the bump draft and use that extra momentum that 2 cars can have down around the racetrack to make their gap even bigger. Now, Lockyer Cujo, he's there. He can feel it. He just needs to be patient. Just needs to let the car behind him help him forward, and needs to let the momentum do the work. So come down the front straight. Lockyer Cujo getting closer and closer. There they go. That's going to be more momentum there on the outside. That's a better looking to U-by-2. Needs a little bit more speed from the 04. Needs to just be a bit braver. Needs to come out a lot closer on the exit. Give it Lockie a bit of a bump further down the corner rather than where he's getting to him just at the end of the straight. You don't have a lot of time, unlike Daytona, where you can do this. Oh, Trent Gosley pushes the 39 down below the racetrack. 39 gets slow, gets pushed out. That's going to be Shane Bowen into the inside field. Still green here tonight, not yellow. We're going to be keeping on racing. Shane Bowen down to the inside as the 39 came back onto the track when he was slow. Could have stayed down. Probably would have been the safer move, but he gets back up. He got in the way, tripped a couple of cars over. We'll still be green. But Shane Bowen, Tom Pritchard further on back. Lost a lot of momentum. We have a look at Ricky Hyde. He dropped a lot of places. Shane Bowen. I'm still trying to find Shane Bowen. Wherever he disappeared to, I'm not too sure. There he is, down at the very back. He's on his own, so you're going to see Shane Bowen right at the tail end of the field. Now, Brian Blundell, he's actually not too much further forward, but a lot of cars tripped up in that incident. It has allowed the Lobs Esports drivers to make their way forward. Now, it's Wayne Burke on the outside looking to pick up a win in the Xfinity Series here. He won in the Truck Series at Watkins Glen, so road course ringer here tonight. Trying to make his mark on ovals, and over the last couple of races Wayne Burke has done in the X Series, on the ovals in particular, and in the Truck Series as well, he's done very well. He's been up towards the top 10 in both series, and I don't think it's going to take him too much longer to figure it out and be in that top 5, top 3 positions. And it's Wayne, you can see Trent Gosley just loose. Really loose on the outside there. He's just in and then sees the car on the inside and then swings back out. Just need a little bit more confidence there from Trent Gosley. Just make sure you're not going to drive down the track. But at the moment, it's the 40 and the 46 complete team control, or total team control in this race right now. We'll jump further on back. See the DPR duo of Williams and Dyson there hooking up. They're going to get ready as Dyson drops down to the inside at the moment, but the whole DPR team is nearly here. They're nearly together. Now we'll see if they can advance as a team and if they elect to go up to that third lane, but at the moment it's Matt Danson and Ryan Jones making a move to the outside. Matt Danson's made his way up 23 positions to get into the top 10 as he's looking to pick off the P9 spot from Lachlan Mead. Can't quite get it done, but now he does. Got a lot of momentum running around that outside, just able to keep his foot in it. Doesn't have to lift off, there's no car in front of him, so he can just hold it flat. Use the extra momentum that he had running down the back straight to get past that car. Now he's up to 9th. Now he's challenging Matthew Budd for 8th. Matthew Budd as well, very, very strong drive here, up 16 positions from where he qualified. Didn't have the best qualifying here tonight, but has definitely not let his opportunities slip, and he's definitely done very well to get himself up to front. Now, Matt Danson, he's in the fourth car in the top lane, as Lockie Cujo has dropped out of hopped out of the inside lane and made his way up to the top. See if he can get back in front of Brad Newman once again. Now, we'll see how situated this top lane can get. Can't go back in, Lockie Cujo. He's blocked off now by Nick Bottrell. So it does not let him move back in. Has to commit to this outside line. Now, Wayne Burke, he's in a good position to help Lockie Yakuju out if needed. And that top lane just got Ruben Phelps into it. So Ruben Phelps, he will be trying to make his way up forward, maybe link up with his teammates. Matthew Budd and that. Ooh, Danson looking to make his way into the bottom lane. That might be a caution here tonight. Lockie Mead. Oh, he just got slow. Everyone else doing a really good job to check up through 1 and 2. We avoid a caution again here tonight. Around a quarter of the race is completed. Lap 32. We'll be looking for another half of this race, but that's really separated the front running cars and the rear running cars. You can see if we go out to the blimp camera, 3 wide at the moment. That's Matthew Budd and I believe Phelps actually on the outside line. We're going to be looking there. It's Trent Gosley, sorry, Danson and Phelps, Danson and Budd, all 3 wide going through there. But we had a bit of separation from 10th, 11th on backwards. Oh, there goes Nick Bottrell. There goes Lockie Yakuju. That's going to be a second caution of the night. A lot of cars involved there. We'll get a replay soon. But at the moment, Nick Bottrell, Lockie Yakuju, both involved. Jumping back, we'll jump on with Nick Bottrell. This is what happens. So Nick Bottrell just on the bottom, or fistful and netcode between him and Wayne Burke, puts him up into the outside barrier, takes Burke with him. Lockie Yakuju, an innocent bystander really. Oh, big wreck there, stopped from happening just by Wayne Burke continuing to hit Lockie Yakuju. There's Andrew Dyson there getting collected as well. So sees it late, tries to avoid. See Bottrell just spinning around the track. Not much he can do really. But Pritchard was involved as well collecting. He collected Henniker. Lots of cars here just involved. Andy Barber involved. That's a big collision here tonight, a quarter of the way through this race. We'll jump back to live picture. Not a lot of drivers who stayed out last time have remained out. In fact, only one to do so is Ryan Jones and Matt Dan. Only ones to do so, Ryan Jones, Matt Danson. They're the only 2 left who have not taken a stop in this race. But we're under caution for the second time tonight. Now, whilst the drivers sort themselves out coming off of pit lane, I will take a short intermission and I'll see you on the lap to green. Alrighty, quick caution is a good caution. Now we're going green, this time by Matt Danson, who will have control of the field. A couple of cars look to be out here tonight. That will be Nick Bottrell. Looks like his race is all but done and dusted. Heavy damage to that car. Tom Pritchard's got damage. Wayne Burke's going to make his way out of the pit lane, so he'll be just repairing damage, seeing if he can rejoin. I think I see Lockie Yakuju in the pits as well. Yes, there he is. He might get back out, probably not, but we'll go back to Matt Danson coming into turn 3. Matt Danson, he'll be looking to lead us off, looking to pick up another win here in the X Series tonight. Couple of drivers currently in the top 10 who haven't picked up a race win. That would be Henry King, Alex Stelbovics, Riley Curtis as well. I think James Kai Klink as well. Ethan Winter looking for a win on debut. Pace cards off. Matt Danson has control of the field in the restart zone. Goes late. Matt Danson running at the end of the box. Gets a good start over Henry King. Manny Tolentino is going to jump through onto that inside line. 39 slots right down, saying, I want that inside lane. I don't want to stay on the outside. As we see Henry King just not getting a lot of speed off of the corner. Brad Newman's not going to let him be slow though, so Brad's going to give him a good old push down the back straight. I don't think there's any other way at the moment. We jump back off, so now he's got the momentum on the outside. Brad Newman may just be able to push Henry King around Danson. Nope, slots in. So Henry King got to work on his own now. Got to try and make it past Danson. He will have the support of Ryan Jones in a moment. Jones will be eager to push Henry King through. Try and get him up to the front. Try and get into the lead of the race with him. At the moment, it's Newman looking towards that outside. Doesn't quite take it just yet. Instead, he's going to bump Danson or just ride the back of Danson's bumper until the corner. So 39 laps, 38 laps down here tonight. It's going to be a good race to the end. It's going to be a good finish here tonight. I can already feel it. If we only had two cautions, that's pretty good. Will not mind that at all. At the moment, it's Danson and Newman looking to make their way out to the front of this pack. The challenge from Henry King has fallen short, not able to keep the momentum up on the outside without any support, but we see that single file happening. It looks like we've actually strung out, and everyone's doing a bit of the old racing blob further on back. We got a few cars single file, one car, Aaron Dorman, sitting in the outside lane. That's not going to really help him in terms of speed. Kind of needs that toe. Won't be able to do all too much. Does look like he's got a fast car though, so may be able to make it through. Definitely not saving any fuel is Aaron Dorman. But here it is. Danson got pushed to the outside, so he's now the lead car in the outside lane, looking to retake the lead of this race. Brad Newman manages to get back in and take control back. Matt Danson looking for someone to help him, anyone to help him really. No one on that outside in a pushing position for Matt Danson, so he's just relying on what his own car can do, the speed of his VRS setup, the Altus Engineering setup, just carrying him forward, trying to make something out of nothing really here, as finally out pops Ryan Jones, and that's some good support if you need it. Ryan Jones, one of the better pushers here in the series. He will be looking to push Matt Danson through, work together, try and take control from the Lobs Esports drivers who are currently dominating here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Further on throughout the field, we got the blob happening again. So, oh, that's a lot of movement from the 444. Makes his way back down, but a lot of drift up to the outside. Shane Van Gisbergen now looking to push the 16 of Lachlan Mead, the 016. Caution here tonight. Third caution happened at the rear of the field. Looks like Matthew Raymond may be involved. A couple of drivers involved. A yellow flag. Matthew Raymond, Ricky Hyde getting together. That's hard contact into the outside wall. Matthew Raymond, Ricky Hyde was racing for about 20th really on track. Again here tonight. So caution's happening right at the back. Ricky Hyde, he's got his bonnet cover up at the moment, not able to do it. Matthew Raymond, he's jumped back to the pits. That's his night done and dusted. So third caution of the night, 40 laps in. we'll see a couple of cars. We'll see Henry King come down and make his stop. Matt Danson and Ryan Jones, still the only two cars yet to come back down pit lane and top off their fuel. So they're looking for another caution maybe in about 20 to 30 laps. That will comfortably get them to the end of this race, and they'll only have had to have stopped once. And the rest of the field, if that is the case, they'll probably come down at the same time to make good on their stop and probably put a fresh set of rubber on. Now, again, I'll rejoin you once we get to the end of this caution period. So enjoy the sounds of the Xfinity cars, and I'll see you on the run to green. Alrighty, we'll see the drivers start to sort themselves out very soon. Pace color lights should be off this time by. We'll get racing back underway. We're a third of the way through the race here this evening. We're about an hour in. So you see how much the caution periods really suck out of the time. It should be an hour and a half race. It should be, yeah, if we went flag to flag, should be about an hour and a half for each lap, or a little bit more. As we see the drivers sort themselves out 2 by 2, but shouldn't be longer than 2 hours here tonight. Of course, we do have the timer. It is set to 2 hours. If we get over that, then the race will finish under a time condition. Now, most of the time, it's a Tuesday night. It's what we like to call a school and a work night for most people. So we do have a time limit. We can't be running out here until 12 a.m., 1 a.m. We do have drivers from other nations as well. Manny Tolentino, he's an American, joining Shane Van Gisbergen, and obviously in the States for his Cup and Xfinity drives. So he's joining us from over there now. We also have a bunch of Kiwis. Ruben Phelps, one of the very fast Kiwis here tonight. They're all gonna have to get off at different times. I know they stay up pretty late and get up pretty early to come race with us, so we thank them for continuously being a part of the field. The pace car's off. It's going to be on Brad Newman when to go. Matt Danson will just have to do his best to react, and we're going to look for the run down to the line. Brad Newman's in the zone. He goes very late, and he will get a good launch. Stephen Williams, a good launch. The 38 car of Winter, he get a 39 car, I believe, of Winter gets a good launch as well. The top three, they make their way pretty much away from anyone on that outside line. Matt Danson's going to have to try and find a spot on the low side when he can, because there's absolutely no one up top who will be able to help him. So he finds a position just behind James Kykely. So good stuff here, James Kykely. I know he's a V8 Supercars driver regularly. Started driving the Xfinity Series car. Has done very well in the series at the moment. Matt Danson looking to try and build some momentum using the banked portions of the track. Try and come down, build momentum, then shoot back out with a bit of draft. Maybe make his way up to the front. Manny Tolentino pushing his way forward, hoping to get into a position where he can hook back up with his teammate Brad Newman, as Newman will jump to the outside. So you see Newman giving the draft to his teammate just through the corner. Not going to be allowed to anymore by Ryan Jones, but doesn't matter. Fourth caution out here tonight. That's going to be a couple in a row. So it's Tim Blundell, by the looks of things, involved. We'll have a look. So Tim Blundell just hard into the outside of the wall, gets turned around by his teammate, comes into the pit lane, hits the cone, hits the wall. That's hard contact, and then he's going to tow himself back to pits just in a moment as his engine's busted, and that's the rest of the night done for Tim Blundell. But we'll jump back on that. Have a look. I think it was actually some Blundell on Blundell contact here. Yeah, both the Blundell brothers coming together and getting into a bit of a tit for taff, and yeah, not a good outcome there for Tim Blundell. So managed to only keep 2 cars out of it, but we do go yellow for the 4th time here tonight. So we swap back over to live pictures. We'll have to see if Matt Danson and Ryan Jones make their move down pit lane nearly halfway through this race. Should be approaching a low fuel state in the tanks here tonight. Doesn't elect to pit this time by, so at the moment Matt Danson able to stay out for a little bit longer. A couple of drivers are choosing to come into the pit lane. Marty Mitchell, Jason Holdsworth, Aaron Dorman, Shane Van Gisbergen, Ruben Phelps and Alex Stelbovics, they're all in. A couple of other cars following suit further on in the back of the field. So I believe this is coming now. You've got fuel to the end of the race, or near enough to it that a little bit of fuel saving further on in the back when you've got the draft will see you to the end. Now, if we go green to the end of this race, that's a really good thing. If we don't, then all they're doing is making their last pit stop time a little bit shorter for when everyone else comes down in, or they're just setting themselves up for track position later on when the rest of the field inevitably has to come down the pit lane for fuel. So again, whilst the drivers set themselves up, I'm going to take a short little break, and I will catch you on the run to the green flag for the 5th time here tonight. Alrighty, and I'm back here tonight. It's Brad Newman, Ryan Jones up the front. Looks like Matt Danson, Matt Danson losing a lot of positions since the last restart where he wasn't in control. It might be the same here again. Outside lane hasn't been getting the greatest of restarts. Pace car is off. It's all Brad Newman here for the rest of, hopefully the rest of the evening. Brad Newman lead us away. We're going late in the box once again, done that 3 times now, so getting predictable. Outside lane manages to catch on. See that 39 drops straight to the inside lane, does not mess around. Everyone trying to get a low, very possible, as it looks like that outside lane just doesn't have the speed to keep up. A couple of interesting things happening here in terms of frame rate and slow. We'll have to investigate what's happening at the moment. drop a couple of things to make it a little bit nicer. See if we can get, yep, there we go, back up to 60. Oh, it's dropping between 42 and 60. Maybe I have to do this. So, let's see if that one solves the problem back up. It looks like it has. As we back to focusing on the racing, the outside lane just doesn't have the speed off the restarts. We've seen it a couple of times here tonight, and we've seen it about 5 times actually here tonight. The outside lane just getting dropped for a couple of laps before building the momentum back up. So it does take a bit of work to get that outside lane going, and it does take even more work to get it to the front of the train. So we're going to see what Ryan Jones and Trent Gosley can do, being the 2 cars in the outside lane. Doesn't look like Trent Gosley's in a real good position here to push Ryan Jones, just not able to keep up, not able to keep the speed. So this bottom lane is able just to maintain position and keep it out. Ricky Hyde there coming out of the pit lane further down the field, so he's just getting back out to try and pick off some positions in front of him, maybe pick up a couple of positions from drivers later on who crash out and who aren't able to get their car back into a state where it's raceable. Now, Ryan Jones, you see the momentum he's been slowly building each time. He's just working his way forward, just piece by piece, inch by inch, making his way forward. Now, all the rest of the field around 10th or 12th on backwards, they're all single file. Well, no, even further back than that. They're all single file. They're only rarely in double file. Ruben Phelps just tucking into the inside line back there. You saw in the rear of picture, sorry. But yeah, just spreading out and until you're able to put yourself in a position where it's nearly go time. So we're approaching the halfway point of this race, lap 63. Only 5 laps away. Should be close on fuel for Danson and Jones. I don't think they'll have too many laps. Maybe 20 laps, I think, left of fuel from this point onwards. Should be able to do this race in one stop. I know the trucks could definitely get their way out to a one stop, so it would make sense for the B car to do as Brad Newman, just controlling the outside lane perfectly with a little bit of an aero block. Puts a little bit of dirty air on the front of Ryan Jones's car. Doesn't give him the full benefit of the slipstream, but just enough to get the car a little bit dirty, a little bit unstable. But now Ryan Jones, he's got the momentum. It's been a long time to build up for this. Ryan Jones looking to make the move on Brad Newman. Can't carry the speed as quick into turn 3. Has to go the longer way around, of course. So he's not able to do that, but the momentum is traded in on the run down the main straight. Not really the best place for the outside lane, the main straight. There's a couple of turns you have to do, and just longer distance doesn't make it get much better. Whereas the back straight, you come out in a straight line, you're able to use all that momentum in one go, get a good launch down the back straight. That's why you'll see him push up towards Brad Newman, but not quite be able to get alongside into the corner. So a couple of things here tonight that could be learned. So definitely need a team if you're up in that outside at this point. Not a lot of people up there willing to work together, really. Or I should say, not a lot of people up there may be able to bump a car, may not be as confident. A lot of different skill levels in this series, and a lot of these different skill levels when it comes to super speedways, they get mixed in with the guys up the front who've got thousands of iRating above them. So they may not be as confident, they may not be able to drive as well. Doesn't mean they drive terribly and whatever have you, but we do have that skill difference. So it is unexpected to see cars maybe not do so well compared to another couple of drivers who have practiced, who have been around, who have been able to do this for a long time. You'll see those drivers excel in situations like this where they need the work together to make positions up. So Brad Newman and Matthew, I think it's Manny Tolentino. You nearly called him Matthew, sorry. Manny Tolentino, they're dominating this race at the moment, and at the moment looking for a good 1-2 finish here tonight. Yeah, Nigel, you're going to have to say that one again because you weren't actually live. Nigel's in the booth. Welcome, Nigel.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Bryce.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome everyone.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's okay.
I'm running a little late tonight. Big day at work, I will admit. Had to have my chicken burger because I was a little
That's
peckish.
all
But
right.
now we're on for the last half of this race.
Yeah, you can't come to join me again for the last half of the race. I mean, it's better than the last 10 laps that you did on Friday night. I don't know who's paying your salary around here, but we're gonna have to get someone to pay for you for an extra half of a race because I'm starting to get a bit fatigued at the moment calling this race. It's
I'll I'll get the board to have words with me about it, and I'll have to give myself my first drive
absolutely.
for not.
Ryan Jones there getting a good run out the back. Finally, they've sorted themselves out in the top lane. Finally, they've made a challenge. Brad Newman, Manny Tolentino, a little bit of a falter there down the main straight, a little bit of a checkup as now Ryan Jones is involved, and now it's going to be a push to the front for Ryan Jones. He's probably going to abandon Trent Gosley as soon as he can, as soon as he can make his way down into P1. I'm pretty sure Trent Gosley is just going to get dropped like a hot sack of potatoes. No loyalty in the game, but you see Manny Tolentino now. This is what I was talking about. When you need to step up and push, this is where you step up and push. And if you've been pushing the same guy in your team for quite a while, you're able to do this. You're able to push him clear and make him get out back in front. So where Brad Newman was directly under threat, now the threat has been diminished by the actions of Manny Tolentino. So that's a good number two. That's a good push car. Now he'll be looking for some reward for effort, trying to get that P2 finish. Now that's good teamwork there. If he can drag his teammate for P2, I know it gets hot in the pushing car. So sometimes you're gonna have to take some air. You're gonna have to do some laps where you're not running quite as hard. But letting him have some air there on exit, just get it into the radiator. Don't overheat the engine, whatever you do. We're 3 wide further on back. That's Ben Henniker, and I believe actually it might be Shane Bowen, Kobe Williams, and Ruben Phelps, all 3 wide. Matt Patton also there involved. Cookie Monster. So they're all racing hard. This is for 12th position on, realistically on the road. 3 wide still. Been doing this for a lap now. So you're able to hold it. Kobe Williams and Shane Bowen just running really close together here. Ruben Phelps got all the room in the world down there. But it's at the moment it's all Shane Bowen. He dictates dictates how long we stay in 3 wide. Now he gets clear. Ruben Phelps gets a little bit loose on the inside. He's going to lose momentum, and that's going to end the 3 wide running for now. But at the moment, well, after that, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more action for 3 wide as we close in on the last on the last third of this race.
Great drives tonight so far by Trent Gosley up there in 4th place at the moment. He's showing some incredible speed. Then you've got the 52 coming in that high line as well, doing a really good job as well, and Jinx Shifter's car.
Don't jinx him. Don't jinx him because he's now on the apron, and he's now out of that. So you're gonna owe Henry King an apology, Nigel, because he's dropped significantly further back. Aaron Dorman hitting the edge. Good thing Henry King is doing here is just wrapping the bottom. He knows that he's basically been shuffled. He's not going to try and force his way through. That's another yellow, and you know, maybe not the worst thing in the world for Henry King as the 46 and the 30 come together. So we're going to have to see what happened there. It looks like Brad Newman was also involved. Ooh, a couple of cars just avoiding contact there. We jumped to the back to watch Henry King as Nigel cursed him, and then something happened up the front, and it was not pretty whatsoever. So it looked like a yellow flag. Matt Danson, maybe?
Matt Danson and Trent
Oh,
Gosley.
yeah. So here it is. Matt Danson comes up. Trent Gosley's there, gets tagged, comes around. Manny Tolentino is well involved. So that's going to hurt Brad Newman. Oh, Matt Patton's straight into the side of Manny Tolentino. A couple of cars still coming together. Matthew Budd just makes his way around casually. A few cars have sorted themselves out there, but looks like damage as well for Shane Van Gisbergen here tonight. Oh, that's a
I think that's what
Ben
you call
Hen
a net code.
call a net code on that one.
I'm calling a very big net code on that one. Because one stage there, Matt Danson was in the middle of Trent Gosley's car.
Maybe on your end, because definitely not on mine. Definitely there is actual a little bit of contact, but they're definitely both still there uh, in terms of track position. So maybe a optical thing. Poor Matt Patton comes through at a rapid rate of knots. Uh, that's a
He'll be needing
massive bit
more
of
than a cookie
contact.
monster to save him.
Oh, definitely. So a lot of incidents happening there, and for some reason, again, iRacing is deciding it does not want to play nice. But that's gonna pretty much force Matt Danson into the pit lane with damage here tonight. Probably not all too much damage. Didn't look like a massive hit. Should be able to get that fixed, and still has plenty of time to work his way back to the front. But it's gonna be a very big shuffle now for the picture of this race. Kobe Williams is going to be out in front leading now. Lachlan Mead following in behind on a debut. Shane Bowen is in P3 looking to go one step further than he did on Friday night where he came home P2 looking for this top step. We got Che Mello in the number 70 up 32 positions in 4th. Ryan Jones and then you have Brad Newman who was leading this race now dropped a little bit further back. Matthew Budd, he's a lap down. Damage by the looks of things for Matthew Budd on his last pit lane. So Kobe Williams drops into the pit lane this time, but I maybe missed it the first time. So it's going to be Lachlan Mead as Matthew Budd, by virtue, gets his lap back after Kobe Williams dropped down. So very fortunate there for Matthew Budd, otherwise he probably would have been cycled to the end that Kobe Williams came down. So now it's a really interesting race picture. We got 53 laps to go. So not quite a short run, but not nearly as long as you would expect. But we're looking pretty comfortable to get another 10 to, I'd say probably another 10 to 20 laps, maybe even more out of this run here tonight. Nigel,
Yes.
how are you feeling about the racing so far? I know you've been keeping tabs on it.
I think we're in for a cracking finish. This is going to go 2-3 wide, I think, in the last 10 laps, and there's some pretty impressive performances so far through the field. We've got Stevie Williams. He started in 19th. He's up to 6th. James Kai Klink. He's up from 25th into 7th. Aaron Gilbert started in 27th. He's up to 8th. Marty Mitchell, 26th and up to 9th. So we've got some incredible performances here so far. We might see another first-time winner, Bryce.
I think we will. I don't think there's many drivers who have a win who are currently up in the top 10. No, Brad Newman. We're going to watch the restart here. Lachlan Mead, he's gone around the middle of the box. So that's different than everyone else here tonight. Ryan Jones pushing Shane Bowen. Get on with it, he says. Going to try and make his way down to the inside now as Lachlan Mead comes back down to cover it. So Shane Bowen going to be left to the top lane. He has Brad Newman behind. Now, Brad Newman's one of the drivers here tonight that has been able to push cars on that outside lane to where he wants them to go. So he'll be looking to get a move on, and Stephen Williams in behind as well in the Simrigs DPR Supra as Ryan Jones pops out to the outside back in front of Shane Bowen looking to take the lead of this race once and for all. He'll be the second two-time race winner if he can pull it off here tonight. His teammate looking for a win that would cement him into the finals as well. Into the playoffs. Sorry, I've been watching too much footy lately. Football seasons in the finals at the moment down here in Victoria. So my brain is all footy and NASCAR playoffs as we see three wide movement in the background. That should be. I'm pretty sure that might be. Shane Van Gisbergen making his way through, currently a lap down in 20th, so trying to claw his way through, make up track position now, get his lap back the hard way per se. So they're all three wide in the back. Ooh, get it there, making contact. Marty Mitchell over in the front of Shane Van Gisbergen. That's going to be a caution here tonight. Shane Van Gisbergen trying to make moves, gets involved in an incident here tonight. Lap 76, sixth caution of the night. We'll get a replay of that on screen. Not drop back. There we go. Here's what happened. So we got a little bit of contact up into the wall. Marty Mitchell just comes up the racetrack just turns himself across the nose of Van Gisbergen. Doesn't look like a lot of damage for Van Gisbergen there, fortunately, so his charge won't be affected, but that's going to be hard contact there for Marty Mitchell. Not too much damage, so he should be able to recover that one. So long as he doesn't, he just hits the inside wall. So that's going to add a little bit more to the repair bill. The garage isn't going to be too happy, but those drivers will continue racing. Lucky to not see a massive stack up of the top side of the racetrack there. All drivers are doing very well to avoid another massive collision here tonight.
So on the YouTube, we've got a bit of chat coming through. Jared Farrell, Fire Up Newman fans. We've got Chili50, good morning from America. Good morning to you, my friend. Michael Campbell, great work on the broadcast, boys. Sad to be missing the action tonight. Always next week, mate. Always welcome as well. Another one from Michael Campbell. Time for Matty Ray to hit the booth. Yeah, Matty, where are you? Time to hit the booth. Michael Campbell
I think
got
he's
some...
having ice cream.
Oh, don't tell me that. And nice, get some Atlanta facts. I've got some coming, mate, so hang on tight. And Manuel Tolentino, 27 minutes damage. His race is done.
Oh, that's not the outcome you want to see for Manny Tolentino. It's after having such a great race, pushing and working with his teammate Brad Newman. That's definitely not the
Lobs car's
reward.
got some speed. Definitely got some speed tonight, the Lobs eSports guys, which is good to see.
They definitely do. Unfortunately, only one now on the lead lap. He is in a good position to win it though here tonight, Brad Newman. Shane Van Gisbergen and Manny Tolentino. You just heard what happened to Manny. Shane Van Gisbergen's back down pit lane for another minute of repairs by the looks of things coming out now. So he's down a lap. He's going to try and make his way back through. Should be able to do it by the end of the race if we get a couple more cautions. Should be able to finish off with a good result. But Manny Tolentino, unfortunate for him tonight to be cast out. Not the reward you deserve. Not what you deserve. Deserved more a reward. A P2 finish was definitely looking good for the P1-2 for the Lobs Esports cars was looking very, very possible. Unfortunately, that's what happens in oval racing sometimes. Sometimes you just get bitten when you haven't really put a foot wrong. It's racing. It happens. Now it's going to be Ryan Jones's turn to lead us from the front. Now, Ryan Jones hasn't had a chance at leading anyone from the box tonight, but Brad Newman sure has. So Brad Newman's probably got a good idea of when Ryan Jones is going to go, and he probably has a good idea of how to beat him on this restart. So it's going to be a good fight here. These drivers did come together on Friday night, so there may still be a bit of feeling left in this one. If I know there was a big old crash where DPR were involved as well. Brad Newman put basically all those cars out of contention for a race win that night. That said, a lot of things happened in that race that put a lot of cars out for a race win that night. So
it was a crazy night. That was that last lap of the trucks was unbelievable.
Absolutely. Now, unfortunately, Holdsworth and Barber aren't up the front at the moment, so we're not going to get a repeat. Andy Barber, last car on the lead lap. He's got damage as well, so not really the best night for Andy Barber or Jason Holdsworth. Jason in 12th. But we may see them come together up the front again tonight. I know I'd be all for it if it were to happen. Pace car off. Ryan Jones has control of the field in the box. He's in the box now, ready to go. Middle of the box. He's gone. 016 car coming with him. Getting a good launch there. Brad Newman as well, trying to just find a way down. At the moment he can't. He's currently level with Mead. He's trying to race him through the corner, see if he can get a good exit. There's, I think, Marty Mitchell down there on the apron looking to rejoin the racing surface when he can. But it's going to be Ryan Jones jumping up to that outside lane, using Brad Newman for a bit of a push, controlling both lanes, making sure he can't get a run on him down the back straight. Very well done there from Ryan Jones. Now he just has to do it for another 46 laps.
Ryan Jones is in some seriously good form at the moment as well. He's been showing some great pace in the trucks and also in other leagues as well. So he's showing some really good pace and he's in some top form as well. So yeah, look out everyone behind you. Ryan Jones is looking for that win.
Absolutely. Ryan Jones not able to put the block on this time by as Che Mello's starting to get into position to push Brad Newman past. But he's doing a very good job at the moment. A lot
Let's
of
not
drivers
forget
now.
Che Mello up there too. Che Mello, he's a super speedway specialist. He does a lot of races on these types of tracks. Don't rule him out either. If he gets down on that inside of Ryan Jones, they're away.
Well, it depends who he wants to push, which horse he wants to back. Does he want to back Brad Newman? Looks like it. So he's going to push the top lane forward. Interesting decision. Brad Newman's just going to leave him. Not gonna stay with him. So now Che Mello, he relies on a little bit of help. Brad Newman extends just to get momentum, let the car drift out, don't force it low if you don't have to. Now Che Mello's got a turn to try and push his way around. He's got some help from the 39. 11 car as well, that's Jason Holdsworth. He's the third car on the outside lane. Currently a little bit too far back to make any significant contribution to the car in front, but he'll be trying to do it. Brad Newman controlling that outside lane very well. Looking there, side draft is on in the corner for Che Mello. Gets very close to Ryan Jones there. Just trying to make as much ground up as he can.
And also too, just looking at the YouTube here, Michael Campbell, I think you're going to get a strike for that comment. I'm about to crack strawberry topping once the kids go to bed. That's just not very nice right now.
We can't. We do recognise Nigel had the opportunity to get a sundae whilst he was getting his chicken burger at McDonald's, but he elected not to. So we can't have any ice cream related comments in the chat here tonight. Otherwise, there may be a riot happening.
Oh, Che Mello.
Yeah, Che Mello he's pretty much getting controlled here by Brad Newman. Brad Newman now having to play both roles. He doesn't have anyone to push him now, so he has to play defensive. He has to make sure he can control this race alone, and at the moment he's doing a very good thing at the moment. 30 wide here for third. 39 and the 16, they're both teammates. He gets his teammate a little bit loose. Lachlan Mead loose on the bottom as his teammate Ethan Winter just charges on through. Doesn't care. You're going to move, teammate or not. There's Nigel's looking at something that we can't see, and he's making noises.
It's okay. It's all good. We're surviving. We're surviving.
Everything's all good so far. Nigel, we can't have you making noises without any context. It sounds weird.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the front too. I'm looking at Newman and I'm looking at Jones up the front. Them two are going hard.
Yes, that they are. It's hard to tell what you're looking at the moment. Oh, Jones getting a little bit loose there. Newman jumping up to that outside lane to control the run here tonight. He'll jump back in on the inside for the turn, so he's just controlling it. James Kai Klink moving a lot on that bottom lane as well, so a lot happening at the front right now. Nigel's definitely in it.
I'll just let everybody know that's watching out there. We've had to cut Bryce's stream for me to watch, so I'm watching two different things at once here at the moment because it's going to be easier so the broadcaster's got plenty of frames per second. So if I'm making funny noises because I'm watching two different angles from the racing.
Yeah, he's just looking at a different view. So don't mind Nigel making noises. He's just really excited by the racing going on tonight. Now Brad Newman, he's got a very comfortable grip on this race. Very, very comfortable now. There's no challenge from that outside lane. To speak of, really, Winter and Mead, they're not working all the best together at the moment. Need a little bit more push from the 016 to get them back up there. But at the moment, it's Stephen Williams, Ryan Jones, Brad Newman. They're your top three. They're looking pretty comfortable at the moment as well. But we got 36 laps here to go. I'm going to be racing the whole time, hopefully.
Now, would anyone be saving fuel at the moment?
I think a couple of them maybe, but I think on that last caution it was kind of come in, get some. Oh, I don't think it was the last caution, but the caution before that. Oh, there goes the 11. Just enough room given by the 40. Tried to get back down, didn't quite get the timing right. Now the 011, he's gonna go through. trying to make that move. Oh, his teammates just got him loose. That's going to cost him the position, maybe. No, he just has enough speed still.
no.
But Stephen Williams and Jones, a little bit of a miscommunication there on when to push coming out of the corner. Desperately trying to push his teammate through to the lead after he took an amazing opportunity to get under Brad Newman. Just almost went awry, almost went pear-shaped, but Brad Newman now fighting, has to fight for this position, beating and banging Stephen Williams down to the inside, doesn't let him extend, holds really tight here at Atlanta, just enough so that both cars can make it around safely, but Brad Newman, Stephen Williams, they're now fighting. Now it's almost an inverse of what was happening earlier on when Ryan Jones was up here against Manny Tolentino and Brad Newman. Except it's Stephen Williams now able to push the 11. Oh, just gets him a little bit loose. You saw the attitude of that car pitch inwards slightly, and it's just not quite going well. I guess that's the pain of the Supra. If you don't push it straight, the Supra, it does have the weird front end. Oh, takes a little bit of a bump. Gets a little unsettled there, Stephen Williams. Now it's going to be Brad Newman, Ryan Jones here. Brad Newman's going to win out because of the momentum. If he can get clear, then he can take the lead of this race again. It's all on Stephen Williams now. How much momentum can you bring through the back of this corner? Can you get to the back of your teammate? Can you give him another bump to re-help him?
Out of the way.
No, the lap car. Yeah, lap car of Ricky Hyde gets out of the way. Does not want to be a part of this right now. Well, I wouldn't either, to be honest. This is a lot of high-speed action at millimeters of wiggle room here, so this could go pear-shaped any moment. These drivers leaving nothing out there at the moment. It's only lap 94, we got 30 to go.
So we've got teammates, we've got Stevie Williams and you've got Ryan Jones in the lead, and you've also got the two cars on the outside to three cars back. Then you've got the Nitro guys there, Jay Mello and Jason Holdsworth there as well, and you've got Ruben Phelps is up there as well, and is that Lockie I can see in the background? No, different car.
No, it is Lockie. So you can see Lockie. He's a little bit further back.
You can?
Yep. Okay. He's just a little bit further back on the outside.
Yeah. So look, at the moment, teammates are starting to. Here he comes. I thought I could see him in the background. We're going to see a bit of a teams battle going on here.
A little bit. That's a bit of a hard push from Stephen Williams there. So just getting caught out, I think, a little bit just by the where you need to push the car to get it going, and a bit how hard you push the car. It's still working, so it's still keeping him out in front of Brad Newman. But at the moment, these guys are dominating this race. I believe I don't know which team it is, but for the 39 and the 016, they haven't been able to really push on the level of some of the other teams here tonight, so they're gonna. It's either that or they just haven't done it yet, and I've just been watching and waiting for them to do it. I haven't seen much pushing coming out of them. I know Che Mello, Jason Holdsworth, they'll get in a position soon where they can make the most of their bump draft. And I know as soon as Lockie, Yukujo, and Ruben Phelps get together, they'll try and form something up here. You already see Ruben looking for that third lane. There's Stephen Williams and Brad Newman. There's not a lot of racing. There's not a lot of room really given between these two drivers at the moment. Brad just doing enough to try and get to that outside, just hanging in. There's a very fast Lobs car here tonight, and that's Brad Newman. He's just able to hang on with Stephen Williams as they beat him bang down the main straight, not giving up any room. Stephen Williams has to be careful if he pulls out into that sort of semi-middle line and gets a knockback down, and he's just got enough overlap. He could actually send his teammate around, so he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. Ryan Jones here elects to push up the track a little. He doesn't have enough speed to block the outside lane. So Brad Newman's still able to hang on the outside. Oh, he goes across the nose. He gets turned. Jason Holdsworth, Che Mello able to make their way through. Sorry, no Jason Holdsworth involved. Can't make his way through. But Ryan Jones, that's hard into the outside barrier. It just looks like he came up the track just ever so slightly. And that may be the end of Ryan Jones' race. He doesn't elect to go down the pit lane. But he is crabbing pretty hard, so I don't think Ryan Jones is going to be able to do all too much. It doesn't actually look like that car can turn left at the moment. No, I guess it can. But that's a hard hit for Ryan Jones. That's the Southern Caution of the night. 26 laps. We'll actually have under 25 laps to go by the time we go back green, but you can just see how bent Ryan Jones's car is. We'll get our yellow flag replay up here in just a moment. But Nigel, what racing was that up until that caution there?
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just, what more can you say? Like, that was hard racing for 20 odd laps. It was non-stop.
Absolutely. Now we're going to have a look from Brad Newman's perspective. This is the cockpit of Brad Newman's car. You can see just outside the window, left-hand window, Brad Newman coming down, trying to squeeze as much as he can. Enough room's given there. Just comes up a little bit off the corner, does Ryan Jones, and that's enough just to get in front of him a little bit and then get pushed out of the way. Definitely not malicious or anything. There was no effort to turn there. The offset in the wheel is just the offset in the wheel for the corner. It was just very hard, close racing, and it was a game of millimeters at that point. And unfortunately, Ryan Jones was on the losing side of that dice roll, really. But absolutely great racing to watch for the last 20 odd laps. They were doing it. So that's Ryan Jones. We'll see if he can get repaired and get out there to recover for his finish. But now it's all on his teammate, Stephen Williams. He's out in the lead. Lockie Akujo, he should... he's hoping to get a lap back here, but I don't think he'll be able to. P29 on the road. Shane Van Gisbergen's going to get the lucky dog. And Shane will be back on the lead lap. No, elects to pit by the looks of things. So won't get the lucky dog, maybe. Don't know who's going to get the lucky dog this time by, but Lockie Akujo definitely not the one to get the lucky dog. You see him pulling towards the inside to let other cars go by. Now, this is going to be interesting. So it's Newman. He's in P2. He'll come back to line up on the outside. Now, Stevie, he'll have to fight Newman one-on-one here. So we're going to definitely have a new two-time race winner if these two finish tonight. We'll just show you the championship standings very quickly. So, actually, no, if Stephen Williams wins, he books his ticket through to the playoffs here tonight. He's currently 11th in the standings, so that it would do him very good. It would do him a huge favor to win here tonight. I also think Brad Newman also needs a win in the X Series. I thought he'd already won, but that may have just been the Truck Series. So Brad Newman also looking... Yeah, I think it's just the Truck Series where he's won. But Brad Newman looking for a championship playoff ticket as well. So a lot to race for tonight. And, I mean, aside from Jason Holdsworth in the top 10, everyone is looking for their first race win. So that's exciting stuff as we get to lap 1 of 126. We're going to have 25 laps to go here tonight very shortly. Stephen Williams will have control. And if we can go another 20 laps to the green, we were just able to do it then. Should be able to do it now. Stephen Williams in the zone. Waits to the end. Rolls at the very end of it. Gets a good launch. Brad Newman as well on the outside. Able to get an equal launch with the 0.16. Probably not ideal. Wants to get further up the racetrack and try and get towards Stephen Williams, but there's going to be a lot of cars here now jostling for position. 0.16 looking to come up. The 40 car dropping down to the inside. He's going to have momentum. There's going to have to be a block here. Block to the outside. Doesn't commit all the way, Stephen Williams. Not able to get it on as the outside lanes start to move. Brad Newman almost clear that time by. No support there for Stephen Williams. Now he gets James Kai Klink involved. He wants to push Stephen Williams. He may be able to. Brad Newman just got the speed in that Lobbs Esports car right now. He's going to clear Stephen Williams here into turn 1. He should be able to use the momentum off the corner to get it done on the back straight. It's just a game of when can I clear myself down? When can I move to the bottom lane? Stephen Williams just trying to keep the momentum up on the inside. It's harder to do on that than on the outside, but you do get the trade-off of having a shorter run. You can equalize the run here in the corners. You just don't get as much of a chance to extend off of them. That's what Brad Newman's going to be looking for to try and get an advantage over Stephen Williams. He'll clear him going into the corner, but Stephen Williams, just because he's got less of a distance to travel, will manage just to stop him from coming down, and he'll be able to maintain his position. Now, it all depends on the guy behind. How much are you going to push? And the 016, he looks to be pushing better than the 444, and that's going to be Brad Newman nearly clear if he can hold it at the moment. Oh, it's going to be his teammate on the inside. He's going to hop out of the way. Just holds up Stephen Williams. Not really, actually, at the end of the day. Shane Van Gisbergen, lap car there, just letting everyone go by, trying not to lose the draft again. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit longer before he can get back onto the lead lap. But it did make it a little bit tricky for Stephen Williams. Done perfectly though. In the end, by Shane Van Gisbergen, didn't affect him really at all. It rolled out in a good spot. Now, Jason Holdsworth, he's lagging off in 8th, just trying to see what's going to happen here, anticipating another caution. His teammate Shane Mello just doesn't really care for a caution. He thinks it's going to go green to the end, and he wants to be in a good position to rock and roll all the way to the checkered flag. Now, Shane Van Gisbergen was looking for the 3rd lane, trying to get his lap back. Now it's going to be Brad Newman with a dominating lead up in the top lane. He's a car length clear of Stephen Williams, and he can go down at any point he wishes to, if he wants to do that. But now it'll be interesting, because Shane, he can make his way through and help his teammate here. There's nothing to say he can't. 20 laps to go. If Shane can make that 3rd lane work, which he will, he'll get up into the top lane. So now they've got to pay attention. Dave Douglas, the driver we haven't really talked about all too much tonight, he's made his way up, and he's in P7, 28 positions gained. Pretty much all 4th, 5th, 7th, and 8th, they've all climbed in excess of 20 positions here tonight to get where they are currently. And that's no slouch of an effort really by these drivers to have happened. Van Gisbergen, 3rd lane, didn't quite work out. Stephen Williams and Brad Newman still going at it at the front of the pack, hoping they get a bit more of a push, get more of a run, as Shane ducks down, looking to go for the middle lane here, trying to make his way by, trying to get one of his lap backs here today.
It looks like Dave Douglas is going to try to get the 3rd lane going as well. He's heading that up there. Shane Mello's another one to watch. Matthew Budd up there with SRM. Jason Holdsworth behind them. We're in for an exciting finish.
That we are, Nigel. It's not quite a 3rd lane at the moment for Dave Douglas. Dave Douglas just trying to force Shane to push him, I think, more so than anything, or more so looking for the free air wherever he can in the corner. I think then trying to push for a 3rd lane. I think that was a good move by the 016. Cops a little bit of a push into the corner, gets loose, allows Brad Newman just to walk away a little bit. Shane Van Gisbergen now on the outside, going to push Che Mello. Now, if I were Dave Douglas, I'd just ride on the back of Shane's tailgate, let him and Che drag you all the way to the leader's race. Oh, Che's going to get a tag. It's going to collect Shane. I think that might be actually add incident points for Shane. We're going to go caution here tonight. 16 laps to go. Che Mello involved. Shane Van Gisbergen, I think, is out of the race. Yes, he is. So incident points there for Shane Van Gisbergen, hitting the DQ limit, trying to make his way back, trying to race for his lap. Unfortunate just to get involved a little bit. Che Mello also involved. Hits the outside wall, I believe, picks up some damage to that right front tire, possibly. But a lot of close racing, and that's just kind of the result of the racing we've seen. But looks like Jason Holdsworth may have also crashed, so we're gonna get a look at what happened. And this is where it happened. So they go up, Dave Douglas. Oh, Aaron Gilbert turns Jason Holdsworth. That's sloppy. We'll jump back through. Yeah, there's Jason just holding it on the bottom, so those tires are burnt, but what can you do? I think the yellow flag flew before Jason got turned, so he should be able to get those positions back. We'll just quickly
I think the 16 just went up and turned Che, which then was the domino effect of taking a few cars out, I think, from the replay.
Well, what it would have been, and you're probably right, is a bit of a push here from the 98 into the back of the 16, gets him loose, gets him up into the 97, which then pushes him, pitches the car, the yaw of the car, up into Che Bello, which then causes Che to go up into the barrier, which then collects Shane, then collects a bunch of other cars behind. Now there's a bunch of other cars behind who probably could have slowed down a little bit more, who just came in a bit too hot and turned some other cars. Jason Holdsworth, a victim of that, had it slowed, would have made it through that caution. Aaron Gilbert behind, probably a bit unsighted for the actual caution. Comes through, not really seeing what's going on, not having the awareness to pick up, like, oh, yeah, no, I need to be on the brakes harder, and just adds to it. So there's a couple of cars who did that, not just singling out Aaron Gilbert there. He was just the one that we saw. There's just a couple cars doing that as well, so it wasn't really helping their situation in the slightest. We'll be reforming 14 laps to go, so Aaron Gilbert done very well, but Jason Holdsworth, yep, he'll be relegated to pretty much the last of the lead lap cars as he goes in, gets a little bit of a repair, probably slaps on a new set of tyres if he has a set, and he'll try and make his way back through the field from 16th position now. Now it's Brad Newman again. He's used to this position, starting, rolling the forward off the restarts. Done it quite a few times tonight. Hopefully the last of the evening, being the 8th caution, 14 laps to go, we should be able to do it. We got 10 laps, I believe, just then. 13 should not be too much of a stretch, as we will go racing back on 13 to go. So I feel like this will be the final caution of the evening. Nigel, we're going to see a new race winner at this point. Jason Holdsworth is too far back, I would think, to get something done here tonight to become the first, the second multiple race winner here in the eSeries, and I think he's the only one actually in the top 16 who could make a move for the 2 race wins. So it's going to be a new race winner tonight, which is really good for the competition. Always love to see a new race winner, and we'll have to see who that's going to be.
Well,
as we go, just hold on. We're going racing green now. Yep, going green at the moment. Sorry to cut you off there, Nigel. We'll just watch the restart. Good restart there for Brad Newman. Left it right till the end of the box. Didn't let anyone know when he was going to go. Let the iRacing control system do it for him. And now he's going to have to defend here again tonight from Stephen Williams. But we'll touch back on the point you were talking about, Nigel, about the first-time race winners here tonight.
Yeah, when you have a look through the top 10 here at the moment, we got Stevie Williams has been having a good run tonight. Matty Budd always shows speed. Dave Douglas, he always shows some good speed. Could be up for the win. Brad Newman could just run away with it as well. Matt Bailey's another one, and also don't forget Che Mello, who's one of the specialists on these types of tracks.
Absolutely. At the moment, it looks like Matthew Budd's making a real challenge. 40 Brad Newman's going to jump up to the outside lane, but Matthew Budd says, no way, I'm going to go for the middle. Going to shoot it in and see if I can make this work. He comes up a little bit, gets in front of Brad Newman. Both of them make contact, and they get all sorts of sideways trying to make their way through. Now, there's Mortensen on the inside. I haven't talked about him much tonight. He's going to try and do it. There's a caution further on back. 9th caution, 11 laps to go. And that's going to be interesting. Looks like, I think Ruben Phelps may be involved with this one. So, Trent Gosley, Andy Barber come together, collect Ruben Phelps. A bunch of lap cars here involved. And Trent Gosley and Ruben Phelps. Oh no, actually they're all lower in the field. Lead lap cars coming together as well. So, it's all shaking up a little bit. That pushes Jason Holdsworth up 2 positions. He may be able to get closer to this top 10 and closer, and with a chance of getting towards the top 3. Now that's going to be interesting. Brad Newman down to P6 after contact with Matthew Budd in turn 3. That was a moment in time. We'll see if we can go
threaded the needle.
Absolutely. We'll have a look And see if we can actually get that pass. Yeah, here's the pass for P2 between Brad Newman and Matthew Budd. Threads the needle here. Just enough room for a car, really. Both touching and rubbing here. Just a little bit of a touch there sends both up to the wall. Neither make contact with it, so they're able to save it. Just a loss of momentum, and really they've gone for a move there to put him in the lead. Ended up putting him down in 7th place. Yellow flag comes out there. Everyone's off. Matthew Buddy's got a bit of space, so he's able to keep the foot in it a little bit longer. He will slow up here, and they'll sort the positions out as they go to the green flag. But there goes a car for the lucky dog. It's 9 laps to go. Haven't got much time left at the moment, and that's the real big thing here. Not a lot of time left. Shane Merlo, Jason Holdsworth in the pit lane. See what they can do. Stephen Williams, he'll take control of the race. James Carly Klink in P2, looking for a race win here tonight. Dave Douglas also looking for a race here tonight. That would punch him into the playoff picture as we quickly just pull that one back up. So Dave Douglas currently sitting outside of the top 12. If he wins here tonight, he'll get pulled right in. Same with, what is it? Stephen Williams, he's just inside the top 12. Matthew Budd as well. They're all in the latter half of the playoffs. They're probably 1 or 2 positions safer, just due to drivers who currently have a race win not meeting the race run requirements. Eugenio Alonso being one of them, and I think maybe Kobe Williams hasn't run enough races to qualify for the playoffs. Maybe he will if he attends the last few races of the season. I think that should do it. But yeah, a couple of places still up for grabs on points. But getting a race win here tonight will be the preferred method of entry for most of these drivers, just to secure their spot. Really, make it a certainty rather than a maybe. So Dave Douglas, Stephen Williams, the two currently in a prime position. Same with Matthew Budd. Matthew Budd wants to make his way into the playoffs. If he can do that, then it'll be great. Brent Newman as well. He needs a win to get in, I believe. I don't think he can make it in on points, really. I'll have to see how far further back he is in the standing, but I think he's kind of on the edge whether he can make it in on points or in on a win. In on a win would definitely be preferred for Brad at this point. Well, a couple of outcomes here. We're looking forward to.
A lot of these guys will be finding it out on Sunday night for round 2 of the qualifying series for the Australian NASCAR Championships as well. So it's going to be, going to be on like Donkey Kong.
Absolutely, going to be lovely to see those 3 splits get filled here tonight. Just remember, if you want to get your entry in for this round, do it before when, Nigel? I think it's before Friday night.
Yeah, probably get them in Thursdays if you can. Entries close Friday, though.
Yep. Entries, yeah, they close Friday. Stephen Williams, he's in control now of the field, in the zone. Leaves it to the end. Goes at the very end. Dave Douglas gets a good start with him. Matthew Budd, Troy Mortensen, both lagging off the line. Not able to get a good start there, but it's going to be Brad Newman looking to find that 3rd lane, looking to try and make his way through 3 wide at the moment with Matt Bailey and Troy Mortensen. Troy Mortensen just gives up, lets the position go to Brad Newman, see if he can jump in behind and get a tow from him. But it's going to be Stephen Williams, and that as Matthew Budd pulls off. Looks like he has to go in for a drive-through, so Matthew Budd is going to be eliminated from the playoff picture here at the moment. He has to do something in the next 2 races to get a win, or just needs to finish off good in the points. It's going to be Brad Newman using that opportunity to go to the outside, try and make his way by. That Lobbs Esports car has been rapid all evening tonight. 6 laps to go. Dave Douglas, Stephen Williams, they're currently your top 2. 3 is contested between James Kai Klink and Brad Newman. Brad Newman just ahead at this point in time. Matt Bailey not too far behind, but he's currently battling with Troy Mortensen for final position. Now we also have Dorman, Barber and Bowen all lagging back, but there is a DPR car there. I believe it's Andrew Dyson in the 41. He's numerous laps down at this point, but still trying to make a way through. Oh, Dave Douglas, Stephen Williams there. Saved by another caution. think Dave Douglas was going to let off the gas and let Stephen Williams rejoin back in front of him. Very good sportsmanship there from Dave, but saved by the caution, really, in the end. And we're going to have a
Green
quick
white
look.
checker.
We're going to have a quick look at... Yeah, quick look at what the yellow flag was. Green, white checker, as Nigel says. So, hopefully, the next one ends at yellow flag. Who involved? I think Ruben Phelps, maybe. No, that's an older caution. Oh, yep. Here it is. I think it was Lachlan Mead, maybe involved. Nope, Lachlan Mead was out. So maybe Matt Bailey involved. Yep, there it is. Just quickly roll that one backwards. And then we'll get a look at it. So it's Lachlan Mead, Matt Bailey getting involved, Andrew Dyson getting collected as well. But Matt Bailey, a good drive for him this evening, just coming undone in the last couple laps. Oh, there goes one of the Blundell brothers around. Just getting clipped by Bailey as he slid back down the track. Jason Holdsworth manages to avoid all of those cars, and now he's up in the top 10. So Jason Holdsworth, if something happens in the Red Seas part, Jason Holdsworth could become the second two-time race winner here in the Xfinity Series, but it's going to take a lot to happen up the front there, especially with Brad Newman and Dave Douglas. Now it's Brad Newman's turn, really, to get a good run here towards the end. He just has to clear Dave Douglas on that outside, and then he just has to beat Stephen Williams. This is a good opportunity for Brad Newman. All these drivers trying to secure their place in the playoffs. James Kai Klink, don't think he's run enough races with us, even if he wins here tonight, to secure a spot in the playoffs. He'd just get a race win for the season. Aaron Dorman, I believe, would be on the edge of that 5 race limit as well. So if he rocked up for the rest of the season, I think he'd be able to get that one locked away. Andy Barber would definitely like a race win here in the series. Your inaugural season champion, Andy Barber. He'll want to win. I know he's been talking about it. Talking about how he's been close so many times, but he's been dashed at the end. And it didn't help on Friday night that it was one of his best mates there at the end, and a bit of a unfortunate decision on iRacing's end to call a very light contact a 2x contact, and that was all it wrote. But at the moment, Danson in the pit lane, Holdsworth in 11th, currently going to jump up into 10th. Going to be interesting.
I can't pick it.
I don't think there's enough time for anyone sort of in the latter part of the top 10, really, without something happening to the line here. Yeah, without something coming to the line, I don't think anyone sort of P6 on back is going to get a good look. They may have half a look. They may be able to get a good start. Depends on what happens on this restart, really. I'd say anyone in the top 10's a chance. I'd say anyone in the top 5 is near a certainty of walking away with a win if the right things happen. So have to see.
I can't pick it. Look, for me personally, I'm with either Dave Douglas or Stevie Williams for the win.
I think Brad Newman's in with a shot. I also think Andy Barber might be in for a win here tonight.
I think they all are. I think all the top 6. I think it's in the top 6.
I think it would have to be. There's not a lot of time to make a move, especially if you burn that first lap. If you can make a good move on that first lap, then that'll be good. But Matthew Budd, he gets a good get out of jail free card. He's on thin ice though with his incident points. Stephen Williams backing the field up a little bit there. Pace car's off. Stephen Williams now has control. This should be a green lap. It should be green to the end. It's going to be late in the box again. Brad Newman, Stephen Williams getting a good start. Dave Douglas struggling on the outside. If Dave can get down, then he's got a chance. He's gone down. Now he's in the slipstream. Now he's got moved. Jason Holdsworth looking to the outside of Matthew Budd, trying to go 3 wide. Not going to happen. Now it's going to be Williams and Newman right now. That's the battle to watch. Is it going to go high? Is it going to go low? Where are you going to put your car, Stephen Williams? That's what you need to do. Just keep it in front of Brad Newman right now. Brad waiting for a chance here. Now it's Dave Douglas. He's back within within a shot. If he darts the outside here, it may hurt Brad Newman's chances. Brad Newman's going to have to try and dart out as well. Stephen Williams just ever so slightly blocked there. Brad Newman's going to get to the inside. It's going to be tight. Going to be tight. They're going to beat and bang. Brad Newman forces his way through on the inside. He's going to make it work. He's going to get the position. Stephen Williams has got to push Brad Newman for a block. It's going to be enough. They're going to push each other up on the top lane. Is it going to be enough for Stephen Williams just to try and make a run here around the outside? I don't think he's going to have the momentum. I think it's going to be a Brad Newman victory here tonight. It's going to be a run down to the checkered flag. It's going to be Brad Newman. Brad Newman to the inside. Gets a little bit out of shape. Oh, Stephen Williams throws it away at the very end. Big crash coming across the line. I think it's going to be Douglas that gets home in P3. Williams just gets beaten out for P4. Newman will walk home with the win here tonight. And James Clyde-Clink, I think, finishes in P2. So that's going to be unofficial results of Brad Newman, James Clyde-Clink, Dave Douglas, Stephen Williams, Shane Bowen, Andrew Dorman, Andy Barber, Aaron Gilbert, Matthew Budd, Ruben Phelps. And then all the way back to Jason Holdsworth, Matt Danson, Jay Mello, Ethan Winter. Those are your top 14 cars who finished on the lead lap. We will get you the official standings once we switch over just before the interviews. But that was a very, very hectic final lap. It was almost what we got in the truck series, but unfortunately there was a caution a couple laps earlier in the truck series that forced it to be a two-truck shootout really at the end, and then even then it wasn't quite over. There was still a spanner to be thrown, but Brad Newman pretty confident in the win here tonight.
Actually, no.
Gonna burn it down across the line.
No. Brad Newman did not win. The win went to James Clyde-Clink in first place. Dave Douglas was in second, and Aaron Dorman was third.
Oh, I'll wait again. As I said, he said he's pretty confident. I didn't say he'd won. I said unofficially he's won. He's confident in his own ability here, putting down burnouts. I won it on the road, is what he says. We'll jump over now and confirm those official results here tonight. Here's the race. So the race win goes to James Clyde-Clink, as Nigel said, picking up his first win here in the series. Dave Douglas P2, Aaron Dorman in P3, Matthew Budd P4, Ruben Phelps P5, Jason Holdsworth comes home with a neat P6, Matt Danson P7, Shane Mello P8, Ethan Winter 9th, Shane Bowen 10th. So that's your top 10, and out of your top 10, only 9 on the lead lap. A couple of people picking up penalties right at the end here. That would be Shane Bowen a lap down, Aaron Gilbert lap down, Trent Gosley again a lap down. Brad Newman at the end picking up a penalty, putting him a lap down in 13th. Stephen Williams in 14th, a lap down as well. Then you got Andy Barber 2 laps down, Brian Blundell 2 laps down, multiple laps down tonight. We'll just read them all out from here on. Or we'll read out everyone down to Shane, because he definitely DNF. So we're going to read out Lockie Mead, Marty Mitchell, Henry King, Andrew Dyson, Tom Pritchard, Ben Henniker, Ryan Jones, Lockie Akujo, Shane Van Gisbergen didn't finish the race. Here tonight, same with Ricky Hyde, Alex Stelbelix, Kobe Williams, Matty Tolentino, Matt Patton, Tim Blundell, Matt Raymond, all numerous laps down here tonight. Wayne Berg, Nick Bottrell, and Jaden Russell, all fast cars, all unfortunately laps down here tonight. Didn't finish the race, but that's another penalty decided race we have tonight. So we'll get everyone in for the thing. I think it's just Dave Douglas we're waiting on, but Aaron Dorman, P3 finisher here tonight. We'll bring him up. I'll bring him into the booth. Yep, there is.
There's Dave. I'll drag him in.
Who are you dragging? Yeah.
Right, Dave Douglas. Hang on. No, wrong one.
No, we're doing Dave now because he's... Oh, God damn it, Nigel.
Dave, sorry. Welcome to the booth. Congratulations on your second place tonight. Tell us about your race.
Oh, it's me?
It
I'm
is
back?
you. Nigel pulled you in first, and we need to go with
But I'm
with
going
the order. Yep.
That's all right. I'm all over the place, just a bit like that race. But yeah,
No,
the race
that's all
was the race was okay. I literally did nothing all race, and then raced at the end there. So I don't know if you saw, but sit at the back there, pit every single caution, take on the fuel, save me tyres. With about 20 laps to go, it was, took me tyres last set, and yeah, just waited for everyone else to die, really.
Well, it was an interesting race, that's for sure. Yeah, you've been putting a lot of work into the series, and you've doing a lot of practice laps I see in the official servers and things like that. Yeah, has that been coming into your racing tonight to make it a little bit better? And is that those little things that you've been working on you can bring into the races to get that bit of a bit better position?
Yeah, oh mate, done it for a long time. It's sort of at a track like this, it's just hold it flat really, and just hold on. So not particularly this track, but yeah, it was more about just surviving. As you can see, I don't know how many cars were on the lead lap there, but it was chaos out there. There's a few that I should have been in. There's a few that I ducked and weaved and made my way through, and didn't get run over. So that's the main thing: not getting run over by someone flying into the accident. That is the number one key to take out of here. Don't get run over. So I did that and was able to fight to the end. We had Stevie there, and Newman was fighting there. I was going to try go around him, but if he went high, I was going to try back under him, and he did the same move to Stephen. I don't know whether he went under the red line. It was close, but we'll just race back to the line, and I'll just see if I can push Steve through and at least try and get third. And then I think Steve must have been on old tyres, and it just the tiniest little rub sort of got him a little bit loose. But then obviously it carries on into Newman's car, and then the way the incidents work, it just sort of bounces along to the next car, and so Newman got done over at the line there. So unfortunate for him, but that's the price you pay, I suppose, when you run up front and bang doors all night, and that's what happens when you stay clean at the back. I was still on 0x to that last turn 4.
Well, I was about to say that you was probably one of the cleanest cars all night, and the incident points. That's exactly what happened with Jason, Andy on Friday night with the trucks. They battled to the line, and then before you know it, both of them got rubbed out, and their night was done. So yeah, well, congratulations on your second place tonight. I think that's your first top 3 for the series. I think.
Yeah, first
Um,
one here this year, so that
yep,
should
yep.
move
So
up the points a bit. So.
quick shout out to all of your sponsors, teams, friends, and family. Yeah,
Uh,
platform's
yeah,
yours.
for sure. So just shout out to everyone that shows up to these races. We can't race without them. So shout out to you guys. Obviously the admin and all team that put them on. Once again, we can't race without you guys. The broadcast, Bryce does an amazing job, and you, Nye, engineer. And then yeah, A1 Sim Sports, Riley Curtis, the team. We're just a show up and flop around sort of team. We're nothing special, brother. We just roll up, have some fun, and sometimes we go hard and get P2s from merit.
No, congratulations. And yes, you are right. Bryce does an amazing job with the broadcast. You probably didn't realise I didn't rock up till halfway through. I had a big day of work. I started at 3 a.m. and I've been going all day. And I missed the first 20 minutes of the race. I was eating my chicken burger and I wasn't letting that go to waste.
Oh, chicken burger.
So, no, So congratulations on your second place, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you Friday night for the trucks at Rockingham.
Yeah, 40 seasons over now. Well, my team's over, so yeah, most likely we'll see you there, boys, and appreciate all the work you do. See you next time.
Thanks, Dave.
Love yous, bye.
That was Dave Douglas. Now let's drag in Mr. Aaron Dorman. Aaron, welcome to the booth. Congratulations on your third place tonight. Give us a rundown on your race.
Oh, that was an absolute blast. Like, I spent a lot of time racing SVGs, one of those kind of bucket list things when you come into sim racing. Accidentally doored him on one of the laps and we got away with it. But yeah, that was an absolute blast. Right at the end there with my teammate, he gets the win. I come in third. That was fun.
It seemed like you was having a bit of fun out there. And did you come in tonight with a strategy at all?
I was planning if it went green, I was going to go 50-50 and try and save a set at the tyres. But in one of the cautions, I went up high and clipped the wall and got a bit of wheel damage. And I forgot to uncheck tyres with about 50 laps to go. So I was running on reasonably used tyres by the end.
Yep.
But the setup was good, so yeah, we got through, and I was able to make positions, and then come through a few cautions unscathed, and made it up front.
Was certainly a great effort tonight. I think is this your first time in the booth, Aaron?
It is my first time in the booth.
And you've been with us pretty much from the start, so it's great to see you in the booth for the first time. All that practicing starting to show off. You boys put much effort into this race, and yeah, tell us a bit about your team and what's like these practice schedules and how you get around it and how you approach these races.
Well, the team's Australia-wide racing. I've been with them for about 2.5 years now. We mostly do endurance racing, but I've kind of spearheaded the NASCAR side of it, and a couple of people are following me through. So last season I had a teammate, Tristan Kosh, and he's pulled out this season. But James Klink, he's joined us for doing the NASCAR races when he can, and seems to be all right. He took me out at Daytona a couple of weeks ago. That was unfortunate, but these things happen.
Yep. No, it's great. It's good. It's good to see new teams coming through and all of your hard work starting to pay off, and you see the top. You see the results start to come, and before you know it, you start enjoying it more, and the team gets closer together, and it's a great feeling. Yes. So yeah. Well, congratulations on your third place tonight. Sorry, Aaron. And yeah, quick shout out to all of your teams, sponsors, friends, family. The platform's yours.
Well, yeah, Australia-wide racing. We're sponsored by Racecraft out of Perth. John Lee there. He does a good deal, good products.
100%. That
D3
blew my
laser
rig through.
designs. There you go. D3 laser designs. Custom CNC plasma cutting and laser engraving. So that's a business of mine. And then, yeah, just excited to be up here, to be honest. Like,
It was great. Like even yourself and then John Bradshaw last week with his win, it was quite emotional, and it was great. It's great to see. Yeah, new people in the top three. It's great. Even though I like everybody in the top three, it's always good having a few different people. Give them up here to have a shout out to all their teams, their sponsors, and their team, and all the rest of it. And no, it's great. So yeah, congratulations tonight on your third place, and hopefully we see you on Friday nights for the trucks.
no worries. Thanks so very much, Nigel.
There's Aaron Dorman. Now let's bring in our winner, James Kai Klink. James, are you there? You there, James?
I am. Yes. Sorry, boys.
Congratulations on the first place tonight. Tell us a bit about your night.
Honestly, mate, just come in to support one of my friends. Was sort of just cruising most of the race. Ended up in the top 10 pretty early on, and then just stayed with them. Only bought Atlanta probably 4 hours ago, so definitely definitely a new experience for me. But definitely, I think a bit of luck played into that win there as well towards the end there. So
It's it was a thrilling race. It was good to call up here in the booth. Yeah, give us a bit of an insight into. Well, you didn't buy the truck during the week, but did you done any other practice? You've been doing some other races with us for the series.
yeah, like did a bit of practice earlier today, so probably did about 50 laps of practice, got that in, but unfortunately did not get any qualifying practice in. So I think I ended up about 25th or something in qualifying. So like I said though, just sort of cruised my way towards the top 10, avoiding all those wrecks as well. Again, very lucky with a lot of those wrecks, avoiding those. A lot of luck to be played tonight. So
yeah. No, well, congratulations on your first place tonight. It's always good having another first time winner, and I think have you done enough races, I think, to make the playoffs? I
hope so. I'll have to check that out after this.
after the race. Well, you've got the win for the playoffs, so hopefully you've been qualified for the races, and we'll see you in the playoffs. Yep, quick shout out to all of your friends, family, sponsors, team, whatever you want to say. The platform's yours.
Yeah, look, just a shout out to AWR, so Australia Wide Racing. We pretty much do a lot of endurance racing in the GT3, GTE, GTP category. So we're always recruiting. So if anyone's looking for a team, we are open for recruitment. And then like we do a lot of NASCAR as well. So a lot of the boys tend to do a lot of NASCAR here and there. It's definitely not something we focus on, but it's definitely something a lot of the boys really, really enjoy, myself included. But yeah, big shout out to Australia Wide Racing. So.
No, well, congratulations once again on your first place tonight, and yeah, hopefully, yeah, you boys continue to run the series. It's good having you guys here, and yeah, good luck for next time. Are you racing the truck Friday night?
Hopefully, depending on work,
Hopefully.
we'll see if I'm there. So
Nah, beautiful. Nah, we'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks, James.
beautiful. Thanks, guys.
There was our winner, James Kai Klink here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Oh, that's another race in the books, Nigel. It's great to see a new race winner. Another night where we had penalties involved and everything like that. So Atlanta's over. That's the main thing. We're gonna be free from super speedways, and if you're anything like me, that's a hell of a good thing because there's so much more good racing to come from the rest of the series calendar. On Friday night, we'll be heading our way out to Rockingham for the penultimate race of the regular season for 190 laps. That's going to be great. 8 p.m. start time. We'll probably start streaming around 8:05. So letting the drivers get through practice, and then we'll tune in right on qualifying. And then for the truck series next week, we're heading off to Watkins Glen, the cup layout. So another chance for anyone who's quick on a road course to snag a final playoff spot. I think I'm going to put my tip out early, and I'm going to say it's going to be Wayne Burke making his way through for a win there in the at Watkins Glen. And he'll get the back-to-back Watkins Glen. Well, I say back-to-back, but the two Watkins Glen victories here this season. But that's going to be exciting for next week, and I'm looking forward to it. So once again, I've been Bryce Mannings, and Nigel Seedle's been joining me. This is the Australian NASCAR eSeries powered by Nitro Racing, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.